Hello, and welcome to this short video about the 2020 Woodcraft Finance District Finance Returns. This is the second video. There's a short one giving an overview of how to do the return, and this is a bit more information about the district return that all groups need to do. I am Ros Epson, finance volunteer, helping with the returns this year. So first of all, hopefully you'll have got your return. The link should have been sent. When you get it, you'll be probably start looking at this district return page that everybody needs to do. You may also have a look at the info page, and that might direct you to any of the other tabs that you might need to complete. But just looking at this district return page, the first thing I'll suggest you might want to do is just check the balances that have been put on there. We've tried to populate your return with the balances both of the income and expenditure, so this balance brought forward from your accounts from 2019, and also populated your bank and petty cash balances with any balances brought forward from the previous year. So you might want to just check that they agree with the figures that you've got. Then looking at the headings on the income and expenditure, as I mentioned before, we have reviewed them slightly from previous years. We put some descriptions on so you can see hopefully what goes there, but always ask if anything doesn't seem clear. One of the reasons particularly we've done that is to clarify expenditure which is within Woodcraft Folk, and as opposed to Woodcraft Folk and other organisations. We are one organisation, and we need to make sure we don't inflate our figures by double counting transactions that have occurred between one part of Woodcraft and another. And so we've tried to take those out in the returns so that we're clear and we know which items to fish out and which ones to leave in. So you can see here we've added in an income heading for internal income, that's income received from other parts of the Woodcraft Folk, and there's a matching expenditure, get the figure there for expenditure from other parts of the Woodcraft Folk, so we can clearly identify those. There's also, so we've put WF so you can see anything that relates to the organisation, so that can be fished out. So for example, if you're going to a centre, if our district goes to Cudham, we'd put the fees to Cudham in here, but the food and craft resources we put in here. So just to clarify, that's one item. The other thing that we need to be clear about in the accounts is separating out the unrestricted and restricted funds. So restricted funds, if you've got anything, a grant that's for a particular purpose that needs to be clearly spent on that purpose, that's restricted, and we need to identify that separately from unrestricted funds that can be spent on anything. And so when you've got expenditure or income, just being clear about fishing out which is restricted and putting it in that column there. And then there'll be a balance for restricted funds in there, and that should match up with whatever you'd be putting in the grants tab, which we'll talk about in another video. Okay. Lastly, I should just kind of a little bit of a plea in. Last year we had quite a lot of transactions which would put in other income and other expenditure, and all of those we need to fish out and identify. So if there is there should be other headings for everything. If you're not sure and you're tempted to put something in other, please can you contact me and we'll work out the best place to put it. Okay. Otherwise, I hope the rest of it looks okay. So hopefully you'll end up with a nice balancing return, the questions down here. And there are sources of information. So here, information on the website and email, and we're very happy to answer questions, help out if anybody's got any queries. Otherwise, say is thank you very much and best of luck with the return. Thank you. Bye-bye.